So this slide was created by me, McKenna Tucker, and today we will be talking about cocaine. So cocaine, what is it? It's a powerfully addictive drug and major stimulant that causes the users to feel a strong sense of energy and euphoria. It's classified as a Schedule II drug because it has a high potential for abuse, but could be administered by a doctor for legitimate medical uses, such as for local anesthesia for various eye, ear, and throat surgeries. Cocaine is extracted and refined from coca leaves into the purified chemical cocaine hydrochloride. Coca plant is native to South America and is only found there. In its purest form, it looks like a fine, white, and pearly crystalline powder, and some say it looks identical to salt or powdered sugar. The common street names and nicknames for cocaine vary by region or country. And since users are constantly coining novel terms to describe the drug, it's nearly impossible to list all of the street names and all of the new names that are coming out for it. But some of the most common and well-known include Coke, Blow, Snow, Yayo, C, Nose Candy, Line, and Sash. The cocaine high, otherwise known as cocaine intoxication, is one of the most widely recognized cocaine effects amongst cocaine users. The high is often the main reason for taking cocaine. So what cocaine does is it increases the level of the natural chemical messenger dopamine in the brain circuits. And dopamine controls pleasure and movement. And normally, dopamine is released by a neuron in the synapse where it binds to dopamine receptors on the neighboring neuron. The transmitter then removes dopamine from the synapse to be recycled for further use and to go through this process again. But cocaine, it actually interferes with this process by binding to those dopamine transporters so that they cannot remove the dopamine from the synapse. And this blockage causes a buildup, which produces the amplified signal to the receiving neurons, which cause the high because there's just this increased amount of dopamine that the user is feeling all at once. Now, some short-term effects of cocaine. Cocaine causes the user to feel very intense pleasure, otherwise known as euphoria. They feel very energized, talkative, and extremely social. They also feel very mentally alert, with hypersensitivity to sight, sound, and touch. Cocaine causes the user's pupils to dilate, it raises their body temperature, it increases their heart rate and blood pressure. Users are also known to feel very irritable, and large amounts can lead to bizarre, unpredictable, and sometimes violent behavior. Some users report that cocaine helps them perform simple physical and intellectual tasks more quickly, while some report the opposite of feeling very bogged down and just mentally very slow. Cocaine can have some very serious long-term effects on its users. Psychologically, it can cause them to have paranoia, which is an extreme and unreasonable distrust of others. It can go through depression and insomnia, and in some cases psychosis, which is when the individual loses touch with reality and experiences auditory hallucinations and sometimes visual hallucinations. In the brain, it could cause trans-ischemic attacks, otherwise known as strokes, seizures, and could cause changes to the prefrontal and temporal lobe functions, tremors, and muscle weakness. In the user's heart or in their cardiovascular system, could cause arrhythmias, which is irregular heart rate, tachycardia, rapid heartbeat, angina, which is chest pain from the tightening of the vessels in the heart, and myocardial infarction, which is the death of parts of the heart muscle from the lack of blood flow caused from cocaine. In the respiratory system, it's very common for cocaine users to experience chest pain, dyspnea, hemoptysis, which is coughing up blood, wheezing, and exacerbation of asthma or worsening of asthma. And for users who frequently snort, inhale, or ingest cocaine, they experience frequent recurrent epistaxis or nosebleeds, rhinosinusitis, chronic sinusitis, which is a sinus infection, and nasal septum perforation, which is when holes develop in the cartilage and the thin bones in the septum or in the nose. Cocaine administration and effect. Now this chart shows the relationship between how coke is used with how quickly the high begins, how long the high lasts, the potency or effect of the high, and some of the associated damages with the chosen method of administration. This concludes my presentation on cocaine. Thank you so much for watching.